Uncle, something grinded you this past week in the quarterfinals as rugby in general. What was it?
A few things happened, man, especially, and listening to the coaches afterwards as well. And you know what happened overseas with Franco's team as well, all these head collisions. It's really a thing that bugs me a lot. That must be sorted out. And I want to start with one thing. I know there's various things, guys. But you know, what is very important to me is there must be consistency, number one. And I don't want 14 or 13 guys on the pitch. That game that the Glasgow Warriors played, it's like a puncture in a wheel. It was this game, exciting. I saw a tech that I loved. Poured another cup of coffee. Here we go now. And suddenly it was that unnecessary. We're going to go through it later. It was that head collision that scares everyone. That didn't scare me. And that was gone. It was game, set, and match. 6-love, 6-1, 6-love. Oh, no, we're talking rugby, not tennis.
So what's your solution? I mean, world rugby, the refs, everybody will talk about safety of the players. Anything above the neck and everything has got to be sanctioned. What is your ideal world scenario in terms of that?
As I started with that comment, 15 guys on the field for starters, punish him later, make a plan, bring another guy on. Okay. 15 guys, it's so vital to have that. And then secondly, man, I want to explain it. If I hit a guy, or I do an uppercut, or I take him and I hit him with a head, or any malicious thing, and that for me is red. Not, I slipped up. I saw for a fraction of a second, chin on head, and it's really so debatable. And we'll go through that. We've got you guys who know these things so well to discuss it with us, Owen. So my ideal world is cut those cards to... If you want to play with cards, get yourself a Monopoly set. and you know, but please, not in our beloved game. It's really get him... A bit of a killer. I sent Franco a message. He's devastated. Like we were years back with the Quaggas thing. You guys win games. It's really not conducive for a quality product and to keep... They pay, man, to go and watch. Not 15 versus 13.
Heated start.
Sorry.
Your take there, Shim?
Yeah, look, it's obviously the lawmakers. What happens is what's good for the game of rugby. Obviously, there's the issue of player welfare, looking after everyone in terms of head injuries. Then also... the fans at home. I think if you're a Glasgow or Munster supporter, chances are if you're a Glasgow supporter, you turn the TV off. Once that happens, you lose interest in the game, and that's probably the risk it runs. It's going to happen during the World Cup, unfortunately, but they have to relook the punishment for head collisions and so on. They have to relook the punishment. I thought Mapimpi made a tackle also against Leinster.
Yeah,
hit a guy. If that thing was a centimetre higher, he was gone. It was gone already against the Sharks team that was struggling then. So it's the sanction, first of all, and it's also the player welfare. And you've got to get the right mix between the two.
Robbie?
Yeah, I think safety is paramount, particularly from a player perspective. I do believe that the one tackle in the Glasgow game was a red card. But I think they've got to bring back that 10-minute rule, not 20 minutes. 10 minutes, red cards off, you can bring back a lesser player after that to carry on the game.
Yeah.
Rugby's first thing they put on your World Rugby website, it must be an equal and fair contest. As soon as you have a red card that's out for the rest of the game, it's not a fair contest at all. And I agree with Swayze on that one. But certainly, if there is going to be a sanction like a red card, you've got to allow 15 versus 15 to finish the game at some stage during that match.
Yeah, there's a couple of things. You've obviously got the head collision, Owen. And Swayze tried to, he sort of mentioned it or showed it badly, the punches and all of that, But what happens is then a punch, a red card for 10 minutes, or is that off for the whole game and you can't replace someone?
So foul play is foul play.
I
don't say it's mistaken attack or you've hit someone on the head accidentally. Now you've got a red card. I think that player should be able to be replaced after 10 minutes.
All right, so you got some illustrations of that?
Yeah, I want to firstly go, look, the Stormers, you playing Connacht now, guys. And don't think it's the fourth, traditionally the weakest side in Ireland. 3 of their teams made it, and Connacht. I tell you guys one thing: if you look at Connacht, you know that.
This head injury first before we.
Let's go to the head injuries first. We'll come back to Connacht. What happened here? Now that, guys, is that the rugby collision for sure? Who carried the ball there? What happened there? There is no way anyone was malicious or what happened there. It's very sad. It's sad it happened. It's a bad pitch. They both slipped, Shimmy, Robbie. But come on, gents. That is absolutely nothing. Second one here as well. Let's have a look. The wrapper's around. Is the pass forward? I don't know. The wrapper's around. He's pulling his head away. There is no malicious intention there. In fact, what might even happen there, Johannes might leading with his head towards him. So great reffing. By the way, Jaco Peyper had an outstanding game.
So the first two you're happy with?
The first two very happy. Now it happens again. Again, have a look at what happens in this game. This is one I was referring to as well. There, it was a tackle, it was a head collision. Both those guys stood up afterwards, had afterwards a talk together. There was no intention, and you'll see it from this angle. Guys, they say, yeah, but it's head on head. There's an effort to wrap the legs. He is dipping slightly, but come on, man. We can't have it. This is the one that Robbie says is red. Maybe you're right, Robbie. But for me, I say it's yellow at max. There's that effort of the wraparound. It's a 10 that never had a yellow before I checked it. He's a clean player, so he's not malicious. To be malicious is not his intention. There he comes with the wrap. Look at Conor Murray. That's a talking point. He maybe is going a bit for him there as well, is he? Is he attacking the ball carrier? That's interesting. I see a wraparound. I see clear separation between the head, and then for a moment, Conor goes down there, and I don't know how long it took for him to stand up.
No, he didn't. He went off with an HII.
But so he couldn't have made that tackle lower, though?
That's the thing. So let's say it is yellow, it is red, it is that. But for my point is to those spectators to watch for 55 minutes a mismatch. That's my problem. So I really think that's one. This, guys, is another one. It's the yellow. You all saw that. By the way, great officiating, great talking. Jaco Peyper us through it. He did go out, but there was definitely, it could have been a try. If that was a penalty try, I think the Stormers fans would have been happy, but there was a defender in the way there. But to take a guy out there Carl Brink is coming now. He's not watching him. If you're not watching that, you can be hit hard and badly. It takes him out there. So for me, that's yellow.
So that one obstruction, yellow, fair enough, playing the man without the ball. Not so much of that head injury.
Not so much.
Yeah.
Not so much. So my point is, the coaches can't compare afterwards the Carl Brink one with the Goosen one and Dan Doop one. It's two worlds apart. That for me is a let's call it this. It's a grey kind of one in the sense it's not really red malicious. He just wanted to block, stop him from scoring the try. So yellow is fine there. I even would have said a penalty is fine, guys. I don't know what you think, but I don't want these cards to be pulled out so like Cowboys, man. I don't want it.
I don't know, the Munster ones for me, the two Beluta tackle, for me that's a red.
Yeah.
That's a shot straight in the head there, and the one also coming across. Both tackles could have been made lower. They could have dipped and been safer. That's the point, though. I think you live and die by your level changer. So even though Malachi Fekitoa takes the ball out, can the Glasgow player make a lower tackle? Yes, he can.
How do you?
So why doesn't he?
So my question is, Shim, when you're there, last line of defence, how do I go for a low tackle in the hips? Guy frees his arm, can make the pass. So really, I'm trying to hit the ball. I'm trying to kill the ball.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as I go anything lower, and because both those players seem like, especially the second one, Glasgow winger. For me, the fly half. It was more trying to wrap the ball. He goes any lower, it's an ineffective tackle. Free arms, make the pass.
I disagree on that.
You disagree, okay?
No, I think he's coming across, cross-covering at pace.
Yeah.
I think he could definitely have gone lower. I think his intention...
But why would I go lower? I'm defending you.
Because he can tackle Murray into touch very easily.
But then the ball stays alive. I'm the last line of defense.
He's in touch.
He's in touch, though.
No, but you can make the tackle, free my arms, and I make the pass.
Oh, you're hitting him, just below the sternum.
Oh, and you can still make a low tackle without going for the head.
I'm saying the ball. The issue there, if you look at those tackles, especially with the last one, so you want to kill the ball when you're the last man on defense. What happens
Absolutely. I agree with Owen.
If you've got the ball, so if you've got the ball here, I make a tackle like that.
Okay, but now I'm so glad you're here, Shimmy.
Yeah.
But now in this action, have a look.
Yeah.
I've got the ball, come.
Yeah.
Meet me eye. In this action, I just do this. And I just touch it.
But our heads didn't touch that.
No. That's
There's a big difference. So if I'm running and I hit you there, it's just a dip low like you did now, and I hit you there.
Okay.
That's contact to the head.
Yeah.
If I'm low and you're talking about level change, I'm low like this, and then I'm here, and then I make the tackle. Even if I chop your legs. Also, remember, defensive coaches will work in a certain way where you can cut the offload off.
True.
So it does mean that offload is definitely guaranteed.
But the
So
point...
how would you cut the offload low? Because that's my understanding, is that if I'm the last man in defense, the guy's coming, you want to shut down the ball.
Yeah.
Unless I've got it all wrong.
It's a technique to tackle the ball.
I want to hit the ball. So that's where we get the yellow cards. So the ball is here, boom, now I slipped up, I'm up here, then the cards come.
Yeah,
but my intention...
That's the rugby league hit, where they try hit the ball up, but then you're going to get head collisions every second. Every game, sorry.
We can just as well stop rugby if you say you can only leg cut. I tell you why I say that. Guys, there's a flip side of a coin. There's tacklers and attackers. Come to me, Owen. I go against you, step, I've got the ball, and I go low on purpose. Where can you tackle? Only my head.
Yeah.
So there's got to be, then we must say, no head, no,
but
tackles is like primary school.
Let's look at that Glasgow tackle again, against Munster.
I agreed with Robbie, that can be red or yellow, but don't put someone else on then. That was my point.
He can still make a lower tackle, I think.
He could have made a lower tackle, but
that's not the first time Munster have run that move and a player gets knocked out all of a sudden. You're telling me when they've run that move the whole time using Fekatoa, everyone else hasn't made a low tackle?
Look, when he goes in there,
yeah, look, that's high. That's high.
But did you see the dip? They talk about.
Yeah, he's hit him on the head. Yeah,
Pelotto hasn't really changed his centre of gravity for that tackle. He's coming directly, for me, above the arms.
There's a dip.
There was a dip.
There.
You're telling me you can't dip low?
Can definitely.
Yeah, guys.
But if we freeze it there, if you freeze it there,
he's gone. This is my island mate. I'm going to smash him, and he has done that.
You're telling me you can't make that tackle low?
Guys.
We're here lower, boys.
What do you mean? Guys, it's every centre takes it up. Yeah. How does Damon Dallender get stopped every weekend when he takes the ball up?
He doesn't get tackled around the shorts all the time. I can guarantee you.
Yeah, but he doesn't get tackled around the head.
Yeah, that's a slip up. I mean, there was a slight dip. The Oak's running high because the ball carrier is also running high.
That's a red card, guys. That's a red card.
They're both red cards.
Guys.
They're both red cards.
They're both red cards.
Guys, I'll say it again. If I'm the attacker and there's the defender, and I know he can only hit me low, I will go and they do it. They call it step, and then I dive through. I'm here with my head. How the hell must that guy get...
No, but we're talking about that incident.
No, but
that incident wasn't that.
What is the difference between...
Let's look at the fact we're talking about that.
I want to show...
but you're saying then the guys can do this, dip.
No,
let's look at that.
He did go down and slightly come up.
Could he have gone lower though? Yes or no?
Of course.
Exactly, so he must do it then.
Okay, so my question is, I go lower.
Yeah.
Does that not allow the ball to stay alive?
But if you make a good leg tackle, you hit him, you kill his momentum, you get him backwards, there's no offload there anyway. If you look at there, where was the Glasgow play? It was in between them. There's no offload opportunity.
But I'm saying if I don't attack the ball, the last line of defence, and I come on your hips and I dominate you, they keep the ball alive. Is that not a thing in rugby anymore?
No, you can attack the ball, but there's a safe way of attacking the ball also.
There is a?
There's a safe way of when there's choke tackles and the guys get held up, teams are attacking the ball, but they're not going for their head.
No,
guys, Fekatoa's out cold there. You're telling me that's safe? The guy is out. He's lights out there.
Okay, then we must start playing touch rugby.
No.
Wait. The only way we're going to make it safe if we say get it lower. And by the way, I said it a while back. A lot of head collisions happen from the head onto the head.
Concussions, you mean?
I prefer these. That was a bad one. He just hit him on the trip shoots and he went down. I still think we're making way too much of this whole thing. Really. 2, 3, 4 years, it was much better for me. Now everyone is aware of it. The TMO, guys, I found 3 clips. I'll show you later. Yeah. If I was the TMO, it was red. I'll show you one in the Connor game. The Connor 6 flanker, Robbie. I showed it to you, by the way. Yeah. That is red. No one referred it, and I love it. I shouldn't mention it now because it's so bloody easy to find head collisions.
But okay,
so easy.
So you guys are saying that's play on. That's fine.
No,
I'm just asking. So that's play on and that's fine.
No, for me that's yellow.
Okay.
And I still want.
So there is something wrong if it's a yellow.
Yeah, there is wrong. But even if it's yellow, you go for 10 max, which is fine. My problem I said earlier is with the red card.
So,
if say that was red and he just hit him here, put someone else on.
Okay, but
you were malicious. You were dangerous. Go off.
The fact that there's a card means there's something wrong with the tackle technique.
Yeah, currently at the moment with the...
No, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to get the fact. The fact that there would have been a punishment, a guy would have walked off the field, there is something wrong with the tackle technique.
You're right.
Hence saying that he could have tackled a bit lower and tackled safely.
I'm fully in agreement with you, Shim, in terms of the safety tick. I'm saying, how else, as a last man defensively, can you attack the ball?
You can attack the ball without hitting the head. Then attack the ball.
Please show me. Very well. I'm running.
Yeah.
Boom, ball in one
I'll
hand.
be the
Okay,
ref.
which side are you going? I'm tackling. You're running this way.
you're
Try and
comfortable.
behind me.
Yeah.
Huh? Dip my knees. Hit here. Hit from the ball up.
But no, by
There we
the
go.
time, hang on,
No.
but hang on, that split second, by the time you dip, you're slightly lower than me. I free my arms, I let the ball go.
Okay.
The ball's gone now.
Yeah.
But, okay. And
Last
then
lane, you
what's outside you then?
No, last man of defense, support play, the ball stays alive.
Okay.
There's nobody behind.
No, but this is
That's the question now. No, Shim.
There's no ways you'll get that ball away.
But this is
What do
also
you mean?
hypothetical.
The way the 10 was cross-covering, there's no way Conor Murray was going to get
Hang
the
on,
ball
boys.
away.
You're talking about Conor Murray.
Forget that actual situation.
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm a ball carrier.
Yeah.
You're the last man on defense.
Okay.
All right. How else are you going to hit on the ball and shut it down without you having that 60, 70% chance of coming up and conceding a yellow?
But I'm talking. A
Hit the
direct,
elbows.
there must be
No,
a
not direct.
shot
No,
to the
because
chest.
remember, a slip up is also a card. True.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
A slip
smash
up's
the
also a
elbows.
card.
Yeah.
What's that,
You
Kemper?
smash the elbows. That's where you're carrying the ball, aren't you? How can you offload
But
if
if
your
you
elbows
come, and some guys are skilled, you come, I free my arms, you make the hit, the ball goes.
Well done to the attacker. He's very skillful then.
So I'm saying now, as a last line of defense,
Yeah.
if you're not going to kill the ball,
Okay.
that there's a chance of that happening,
But we
correct?
agree that there is a way of killing a ball safely.
Safely.
Yes.
Sure.
It does. You don't have to knock out a guy like now.
No,
against
so now, if
Pekato.
you understand when you say safety, as soon
Yeah.
as you slip up, it's a
Yeah.
card against you.
Then tackle
Right
over.
intention,
Yeah.
you dip, you did whatever you have to do.
And you get your centre of gravity lower before the initial contact. Because
exactly.
the ball carrier is going to dip a certain amount as well.
No, but if he knows that as soon as you come up, there's nothing wrong taking the hit and making the pass. Because I know you're not allowed to hit me out.
The time and space, I don't think many players, you might get Israel Folau maybe.
Yeah.
Guys, it's such a grey area.
1% of the world rugby players will be able to do that.
Free their arms and make a pass.
That quickly. Mm.
That will happen. You can change the law. If you say, for example, right under the hips, you're going to find a lot of heads on knees again. That will happen. That's why we play a contact sport. But
no,
just give me a chance.
Okay, we need to summarize this,
No,
gentlemen.
no one's saying head under the hips here. No one's
No,
saying that.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, we're saying level height, level change.
No, the
Yeah.
point I want to make is you will have these in any game. We saw it, and none of those players wanted to do it. So we will see it. The point is, don't pull red and card so easily because we want 15 guys on the
A
field.
quick summary.
Okay.
Head collisions. They're going to happen in the Rugby World Cup. We like it or not. Swayze, you saying, if anything, a red, let's allow the guys to back to a fair contest, which I like what you said at the start of our debate, whereby you say World Rugby website says it has to be a fair contest. So when it's 15 against 14, it's not. So we're saying if it's not malicious, if you're not throwing punches, you're not headbutting people, you're not rucking, fair enough. Slip up a tackle on the chin, yellow, but your team should be allowed to get back to 15.
Yeah.
Am I correct? Anybody disagree?
No, that's fine.
Happy with that?
We'll agree to disagree always on these things. I did this afternoon with my neighbour. So that's so you always disagree.
Love thy neighbour.
I want the spectacle of a game for our beloved rugby guys.
Where's the pastor now?
So we are blaming this debate on Swayze the Brain's neighbour. Whoever you are, please do me a favour.
He's Peter Daas.
Peter Das, please get Swayze a cup of coffee, break bread, because he's taken the conversation head over the fence. Early this morning in the garden, he's brought it to studio. We're still not winning it. So please, Mr. Das, get Swayze a cup of coffee.